So we have 12 key themes within the PAFOW community, and I created these very intentionally. These are the rooms of the content library on the PAFOW campus. It's also the fact that many people in organizations have jobs that relate to these themes. And so as we talk about people analytics, I often ask, well, where is your focus area? Where does your organization have its energy to problem solve or take advantage of certain opportunities? And often they fall into one of these 12 buckets. Very rarely they do not. So with that in mind, we need to understand what people analytics looks like in these 12 key themes. After all, starting from the very beginning, we are, as people analytics professionals or aspiring people analytics professionals, we are suppliers serving a customer. And sometimes we go through a partner, an HR business partner, for example. That HR business partner goes to the final end customer who's going to consume the insight and make a decision. Sometimes we go with that individual or group to tell the story at the end of the day. Sometimes we're creating tools and processes that go directly to that end customer. At the end of the day, we're trying to inspire confidence. And if we do that, good things happen. And the reason that there are arrows leading into the suppliers, we ourselves are customers of internal data, technologies, and so forth. And we're going to talk about that in relation to these 12 themes right now. Because if I'm looking at these 12 themes, there's a element of this work that's going to require new technologies or technology enhancements. And based on my background, my education, my experience, that might be my sweet spot. That might be my doorway into this work. We can't do analytics in 2020 and beyond without understanding the underlying technologies and making educated decisions on what's not appropriate, what technologies are actually going to compromise ethical integrity, privacy, things like that. So we're going to come back to technology in a second. The data. So within technology, data is generated. Are we consciously aware of that? Are we a data architect? Are we a data scientist? That is different oftentimes than someone who is actually designing and implementing technology. So there's a distinction worth making there. Are we actually doing the analytics? Now, analytics, as I've long talked about, can be an event-driven analytics where you're doing it as a project, you're staging the data, analyzing it, creating a PowerPoint presentation, telling a story, or it can be actually designing a solution so the analytics become automated. It can be everything from a dashboard or an AI-based tool, but analytics is something that is unique from the data. Finally, change. So you might be very interested in facilitating evidence-based decision-making and driving change. So that might be your background, your educational experience, and where your energy goes. You might be looking at this and saying, oh, well, it's all the above. Absolutely, it's all of the above. At the same time, the way we enter the space is likely through one of these four doors. And going back through to the 12 key themes, it's likely through one of those key themes as well. So if we're a change agent that's devoted to diversity, equity, inclusion, we have to understand our limitations, thus who we can partner with. Similarly, if we're a data scientist and we want to get into D&I and help solve that problem, we are going to thus have to partner with change agents and others who can help us get to where we want to go. In other words, create sustainable, lasting, meaningful change. So those are quick thoughts on the doorways to people analytics careers. And again, this is the way we're organizing our content at PAFOW to educate those who are interested in getting into the field and expanding their knowledge and expertise in this area. So hopefully you'll find that helpful and go to the PAFOW campus to learn more. So we're going to take a short break and we're going to talk about mindfulness in relation to data-based insights.